Okay, now to deploy the marketing agent, we'll click deploy. It's going to take us to our template that is ready to deploy. Again, if you haven't signed in, just sign in. In this case, we're just going to go ahead and click the use scenario, and this is going to get us started. And you'll notice something different besides me having to sign in. You'll notice that there's an agent. So if there's an agent that the icon's a little bit different from the last icon we were looking at, because the last icon was just from lab 01. It was just AI automation. Now we're looking at the agent icon. Now the first thing we'll do is set up our webhook just like we did in the last lab. We'll click on add, then we're going to go ahead and click on save. That's going to give us that URL. That URL is already listening, so we're going to take that copy, and then we're going to go back to the page for the labs. Then we're going to go ahead and paste that URL so that way we can set up our payload. Now when we paste that payload, we're going to go ahead and run that agent, and you can see that it was accepted. So that's great. This is good to go. That means that it's already listening, and the message, the payload was detected, so that's also great. So we click on save. We're going to be able to set up our agent next. Now one thing to note is that we've already set up an account, so we don't need to add. We could just click on the drop down menu and then select the make.com's AI provider. You can see that we could also change it. Again, we don't need to change it. This large GPT-5 mini is more than enough to do this quick demo. And when you have a chance, read through the instructions, because this really gives the brain and the instructions to the agent. The next thing that we need to do is set up the knowledge base. So in this case, instead of uploading a file, we created a branding kit already for you. Just copy and paste the link that is provided inside of the demo labs. So it's https somos.tech/branding, or one second. Well, it's on the page. Just make sure you copy and paste it and then import it. Then the other hook that we have, the other tool that we have for the agent, is searching the internet. So if you are curious about that branding kit, this is the branding kit I was mentioning. So if you go to somos.tech/lab/branding.pdf, it's literally just a fake company called Lumbre. But the idea being that you can import and ground your agent inside of knowledge so it's able to respond accurately. And our marketing agent needs to be able to generate a post and also image generation for what we prompt it to. So again, we're going to click save, enable the actual scenario, and we should be good to go. Now in this case, we'll go back down to the payload where we're going to go from seeing it go from accepted. We're going to go ahead and run the agent again. Now you'll notice that it's going to take a little bit longer now, because now the agent's actually working. If we go back, we can actually see the live run. So you can see that it saw the instructions and it knew that it needed to leverage its tools and be able to call out to the internet, but it needs to also leverage the branding kit to make sure that the output is aligned to the branding kit information that was provided. Now we'll see that the agent actually responded. It responded with not only the actual demo, in this case OpenAI, but it gave us an image prompt. And this image prompt is also tying into what our branding kit established. So all that information that was used and parsed through was leveraged by the agent before it actually responded. So we can see, let's drill down a little bit deeper to understand the actual response. Now in this case, let's go look at the web search. What was the actual response in the web search? One quick note is that you need to go into previous runs and scenarios. So don't drill down, so you can see the history. We'll click on successful run. We'll click on the expansion. This is where we're going to be able to see what exactly the agent was working with. And you can see that the input was the following. So you can see the output, the most important part, which is going to be, this is what it was actually looking through. So you can see that it knew that it was this week. So if you read the instructions, it said the most AI breaking or trending news inside of AI for this week. So it was able to also establish the dates, which is really cool to see. Now, another thing to note, we can confirm that the information that the branding kit, that PDF that it had, known as the grounding or the knowledge, we can see that it actually shows us the branding guidelines. So this was all taken into account before the agent actually provided a response. So you can see how the agent, not only make.com does a great job of explaining the instructions. These are the actual instructions we provided. The idea being it's a marketing agent for Lumbre, which is the company. We gave it what we expect, the format that we want it back, And you can see that it looked at its tool. So every tool that you enable is going to give another ability for the agent to do even more. So another great example is it explains the actual reasoning. So this is why the actual reasoning of the, we can ignore that, but the reasoning of the agent on why it was responding the way it did, all the way down to calling out the branding kit. And if you want to look, I'd encourage you, take some time to look at the actual fields and the output. It's really easy to understand from natural language, but also there's a lot of moving parts. So if you're newer to it, highly recommend check it out some more. There's some more demo prompts inside the lab. Give it a go and start playing with it a little bit more. Now, within a few minutes, I want to say under 6 minutes, you've deployed your first agent. So congratulations and see you in the next lab.